Hello guys, this is Pap from Pap back at it again, and today we will go with the King of Games video for the month. We actually did this on stream, so you can actually find the stream. But of course here I'm gonna just explain the deck list. That is not a new one. I already brought this deck list on the channel as an my invoked fusion, invoked NEOS version, sorry. And it actually got me the GOG. To be honest and completely transparent, I started from Legend Rank 4 because I found myself there while playing other stuff, also on stream, and so we just climbed from Legend Rank 4 to King of Games with this deck. It was a very beautiful run, especially for the King of Games duel, guys. I highly recommend you to see the part that you can find in the live streaming, because it was very emotional duel. I'm gonna of course show you the replay, but of course you know that in live streaming, actually playing it live feels a little bit different. Before jumping right into it though, guys, just a quick reminder: if you enjoy the content, please leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It really helps me a lot. Let's jump right into it. So I'm here with Yami Yugi. So as I told you, nothing new. This is my invoked NEOS. So you know, guys, when you think about invoke NEOS, your mind always goes to the cancer traps, right? Because for everyone, invoke NEOS has always been Axel Brody playing that volcanic fire, right, to change their card from their hand and have just as many traps as you can, like Canadian Floodgate, Kamakat, and so on. But my invoked NEOS is not about that. And you know, guys, I try to, as long as it is not for specific deck list, I do not like to play cancer back rows to make my decks go running. You know what I mean? To make them run. I prefer to do some spicy. If I have to choose, I always go for the spice and the back row removal instead of back rows, right? I know this is not the optimal way, and probably if you play competitive, it's not the thing you want to see, but this is definitely the spiciest way to play it. So this is the deck list. So we have a sort of core, right? We have the triple Alistair, and I'm playing one invocation. To be honest, I have this Spice Dark Fusion tag, one copy of. Why only one copy? Because we can search it with Keeper of Dragon Magic, as well as we can search the NEOS Fusion. So this could be pretty nice to end the duel. Just your opponent has a lot of targeting stuff, because when you summon your Purgatrio with Dark Fusion, you do not have to, he cannot be targeted, so you can finish your opponent pretty easily. And of course, because Purgatrio is a fiend, so if you happen to have these guys on the field, it's a very nice addition. But of course, you can also play a couple of invocation. It can be a thing, but still not mandatory. Then what we have, just 2 NEOS Fusion, because we can only play 2 Elemental Hero Brave NEOS, and because we basically play 5 NEOS Fusion, right, because of Keeper of Dragon Magic. So that's why we're chilling and playing only 2. We have a Super Poly, because as you will see in the replays, there are some crazy play with Super Poly. You can also, if you have an Alistair set, you can also steal your opponent's monsters to fuse either into Purgatrio or Kaliga, that is dark, pretty nice. Back and Savior, because it is the target you want to send with your NEOS Fusion. Elemental Hero NEOS, of course, just one is fine, because you can summon it back to use the second NEOS Fusion with the effect of Keeper of Dragon Magic. Then we have the Spice with the third card, Legionnaire. One copy is fine, just because we have a lot of stuff to trigger of Destiny Draw, so we can draw it when we need it. Pretty nice. And we have, of course, Light and Dark, as many as you want. It can be a surprise factor though. And then we have Triple Sphere Kuribo to control our life points and to trigger, actually, to make our opponents fall into the trap of Destiny Draw. The Sphere Kuribo, I know it might be useless against Lynx monsters, but still it's the only thing we have, and it actually combines pretty well with Purgatrio, right, because it makes the monsters in defense. But still, if you do not have triple Sphere Kuriboh, you can play the easy white princess, cheap alternative. It can be used in offensive ways as well, because in your turn, if you can attack, you can just use first this, then you summon the Purgatrio and attack everything. So this can be a nice replacement. I prefer Sphere Kuriboh just because when it's in the graveyard, you can use Invocation with him and Alistair to go into Kaliga. That's the only reason why I play Sphere Kuriboh instead of White Princess, so you can play White Princess as well. But still, it's not an issue because you still have the Keeper as a dark monster, so you're chilling. And the spice is Fortune Fairy End, because of course we needed a fire monster to have our Purgatrio out. Not to forget that we have the Nightmare Phoenix as a link monster, but still this is of course more direct, right? Because you still need to have two monsters on the field to summon the Phoenix, while with this we have a direct access to Purgatrio. Also, Fortune Fairy End really synergizes with Destiny Draw, because with Destiny Draw you decide to draw this, you draw it, you summon it, you pop a back row, right? Then you summon Alistair, grab your invocation, link summon into this, pop another back row, and then you go into your invocation play. So really good, a very good synergy with Destiny Draw and the Nightmare Phoenix. And I guess we're done. We actually go over everything. We got just a couple of Brave NEOS, triple Purgatrio, mandatory, Kaliga, perfectly fine, and for the link stuff, Phoenix and Unicorn, because thanks to the fusion stuff that we have and also the special summon of Fortune Fairy End, we can find ourselves with a lot of monsters on the field that we can link summon with. So guys, that was all for the explanation. Of course, if you have some questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section down below, and let's jump right into the amazing replays and the insane King of Game Duel rank up, of course. Let's go. Here we go, my boys. First replay against Playmaker. Let's see what we have. It's him to go first. So he started with Signed Mining, so he's gonna do probably a lot of stuff unless he bricked. He's got the Dot Keeper's effect, and then the Ladybug just had it to his end with the spell card, right? And he had Microcoder, but he decided not to go into any link sum. Good for us, we just had the NEOS Fusion to begin with, sending the Fortune Fairy End just because now we have the play set for, just in case we draw the Alistair. We just started attacking. We have a Super Poly that is for now dead, but still, it's got the Crosswalk on the back row, so goodbye to Super Poly, I guess. We still feel pretty safe because we have his Sphere Kuriboh End, but also a Background Saver. Actual Background Saver is more important because this guy's gonna link summon, and we know that Sphere Kuriboh is dead against links, right? So we need to be careful. He went first into L phase, then he went with the Microcoder in his hand, another link summon into Decal Talker. Of course, this guy is playing the Recoder Alive, I mean the Decal Talker Alive, the skill, so he can set the trap card from outside his deck. It's got the backdoor as well, and the L phase stuff to actually have a monster to tribute with, and also to use his Signed Backdoor on. Then he used the Math Mech Edition, as you can see, but on my monster, because he has to target my monster maybe? No, he could have summoned also he could have targeted these monsters, I don't know. He went with Recoder Alive, then to have the Firewall combo, as you can see, and he went for the Brave NEOS, not knowing that this of course is Background Saver that we didn't need though, because we wanted him to trigger the Destiny Draw. Now we have everything, right guys? We have Destiny Draw, Alistair is coming, and we have the Fortune Fairy End in the graveyard that was not needed because we have also some fire stuff in his graveyard that we are about to use. So Purgatrio and of course Invocation right now, and we still feel pretty safe because we have the Background Saver in the graveyard. If he summons a normal monster and somehow gets rid of this, we have a Sphere Kuriboh. So this was a misplay, guys. I should have used Alistair the Invoker boost for the first attack as well. I didn't because I forgot that once that he only has one monster, my Purgatrio would have had the same attack of Firewall Dragon, so that was my misplay. He's got the monster that comes back with Signed Backdoor and the Recoder Alive to bring back the Decal Talker. So it's got a couple of monsters. There you go again, Topologic Bomber Dragon. The issue is that it's bigger than our boy, but we have Background Saver. It's got a back row to be taken care of. And then we have to set the Sphere Rebo because it is useless right now. So we had to set, it's just another set card. He went on, he popped my monster, inflict damage with its effect, and we've got the Destiny draw, a second Destiny draw. Alistair to grab another the invocation again, and at this point Link summon to begin went into the Phoenix to pop a back row. We went into an insane crackdown. This was the chat that actually suggested this, actually to pop the left one. Then invocation, as you can see, to go into the Purgatrio, but instead of attacking I was afraid of that, so I said, you know what, let's get rid of this for sure. And so I just went into another Link summon into the Unicorn, right, to discard NEOS Fusion, making the topology come back to the actual deck and went for lethal. At this point, the set card was just a bluff. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Second duel, my boys, against Primo. So let's see what we have. It's just it just has a couple of set cards, right? And he has the turn, so we can begin with Alistair the Invoker. I mean, trying to go for lethal, but I don't think, of course, we're gonna do this. We're gonna be able to do this. So first Purgatrio is here, and it just responded with the Bottomless. Still good. I mean, we're chilling because we have a Sphere Karibo, so we're gonna have a Bag and Saver in the graveyard soon, and a big yellow monster, our Brave NEOS, to attack and starting inflicting some damage. So it's his turn now. He's got Mech Knight. So this was Mech Knights, and luckily for us we do not play back row, so we cannot play with our cards in the column. So I went with this full combo, getting the Blue Sky out, the normal monster for the normal summon, and grabbing, of course, the Mech Knight of Morningstar. No effect, so I guess he has all the searchable cards already on the field. He tried to pop, twice he had to for the NEOS Fusion, and we left the attack go through to trigger the Destiny draw, and then we stopped this with the Bag and Saver. Now we have the Destiny draw that actually wants the Fortune Fairy in to pop one of the back rows, as you can see, and he went with Warning Point, still good. Then we went with Alistair effect, but we're chilling because he has no monster to summon if he has the World Legacy secret. But we cannot go into the Phoenix because this was warning pointed, so we had to go with Invocation. Purgatrio is here, but to be 100% sure, look at this, we just grab the Alistair back, we use the boost so that we have triple monsters, 2 light and 1 dark for the Legionnaire play, popping the back row that was a bluff, and we can just attack for lethal. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Third duel, my boys. This was the 4th win in a row. I mean, among these duels, guys, there's only the King of Games rank duel because the other one, the other rank up was just a scoop on the first turn, so I was pretty lucky. That's why it isn't there. So we have Keeper of Dragon Magic to begin with. We can discard the NEOS because we can summon it back with the effect, so we can still have our NEOS Fusion play, of course. And as you can see, NEOS Fusion here just saves the deck, just because we can send the Bag and Saver. That's the only thing, right? Also, most of the times, people just forget about it. This guy started with Book of Moon. I guess he just misclicked. He wanted to set it. Unless you want to pop this, you know, without, because that's if it is set, if it is face down, we can't use NEOS Fusion's protection from the graveyard. So he's another actually Katalker deck. We cannot say Salamangreat because still no Salamangreat monsters. He's got the Katalker, as you can see, backup secretary going into the Katalker, so I can use the skill now. Of course, Katalker Alive to set the Recoded Alive from outside his deck. He just started attacking NEOS Fusion protection first, and then Recoded Alive for the second one to be able to pop it. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Bag and Saver protection. I want to keep my boy on the field, and that's how I did it. But he's got the Recorded Live effect again, thanks to Silent Vector to free the extra deck slot, so he went with that again to attack. Still, not that much of an issue. Keeper of Dragon Magic to summon our boy, the NEOS. Then we got NEOS Fusion to send the Fairy in, right? So that's why we kept Alistair the Invoker in hand. We can still attack and start inflicting some damage. Now it's true we have no defense in the graveyard, but we have the NEOS Fusion, so we might be able to survive. And these guys can be actually, you can consider this as a mistake, because if I used Alistair the Invoker boost, we know he had that balancer low to his hand with the Signet Bacter, so we should have used the boost to make his life points low enough to not be able to use the effect. So this was kind of a misplay. He's got Cross Debug, a bunch of cards that I didn't know they existed, so he's gonna go with Flame Administrator, then Cross Debug, and then Borlo Dragon. That wasn't I was expecting the Fire Dragon, but he went with Borlo. Nice move, inflicting missile damage, but not to trigger the Destiny draw. We already have the Levianeer. That is perfect because it does not target, right? So we can pop the Borlo and the back row. Then Alistair the Invoker, you know where this is going, right? So Invocation, we have the fire, he knows that, and it's good. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Last but not least, this was the rank up duel 2 cog. Such an insane duel, my boys. The live streaming feelings were so good. The chat was so excited, so I definitely recommend you to actually get back that, because it really actually deserves it. So it was us to go first, and we were actually ready a little bit. We took a lot to figure out this turn 1, because we could have done different things, like having just a Caliga. We could have some Alistair to go into Caliga fusing with the Keeper and stop it. You know, Caliga against Resonators is very good, because if you have Caliga, you can only activate one effect per turn. So once he summons something with the special effect, with his monster's effect, he can't do nothing else. Caliga literally shuts down the whole decks. So, but we figured out there was a better way to do this. So Keeper to discard the Alistair, grabbing NEOS Fusion, so we have an additional defense in the graveyard. So we first use the effect of Keeper to bring back the Alistair, right? Then we use NEOS Fusion, so we have back and saver in the graveyard and we feel safe just in case something goes wrong. And then we set Super Poly. So now at this point, we can end up the next turn even with our own monsters, with the Caliga and the back and saver in the graveyard, plus the NEOS the Brave NEOS. So we are in a very good spot. So first thing first, he began, I mean, unless he just begins with a Cosmic Cyclone and a Book of Moon. So it started with Cosmic Cyclone. I had to use this because actually the Keeper of Dragon Magic on the field is not gonna provide any advantage. Also, I cannot hope to flip this up next turn, so that's why I went for it. There you go, Caliga is here. And now he can only use one effect. That's why I went with Red Resonator, summon this guy, and he's done. He can't use any other effect. Red Rising Dragons cannot activate its effect. He just has to attack, but still, I protected my Caliga with Back and Saver. So I drew a Dark Fusion, that card unfortunately. So you know, you can play a second Invocation instead of Dark Fusion, because in this case, drawing the second Invocation, actually this is the first one, I mean if you play 2, would have been lethal, because we'd have gone with Invocation, then we gotta summon Alistair again, and you know, a lot of stuff. So actually double Purgatorio with his graveyard, keep in mind that. We went with this though, so Brave NEOS to grab a NEOS Fusion to thin the deck, but we're still chilling, right, because we have the Caliga that can shut down his deck. But look at what he drew. He got the Destiny draw himself, a Book of Moon, no Caliga. Now we have no interruption. He can do anything. So we can speed things up. He's gonna go with a lot of stuff. Red Sprinter, the Red Resonator, gaining some life points, all this stuff again. Crimson Resonators bringing a couple of tuners. Then Roaring Soul to look for the Red Rain, of course. He has the Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, the Wandering King Wild Wind to grab a Crimson Resonator. And he pops everything, but we have NEOS Fusion protection first. Then he attacked the Caliga because he has to get rid of that. And we know that is Red Rain. Now we just needed one of his misplay. There you go. We summoned Alistair and he did this. He Red Rain everything. And he misplayed, you know guys, because he forgot that we already have an Alistair in the graveyard. But to be honest, it's not that insane that he didn't notice, because if you remember, this was never flipped up. Actually, in my first turn, but then it was a set monster when we used Super Poly. That's why I forgot about this. So he used the Red Rain, everything is banished, but we grab Invocation. We have Alistair in the graveyard, we can just go with Invocation, banishing everything, actually his monsters, to go into the Purgatrio, and then Alistair is back to our hand. Unfortunately, these other two cards are dead, but still we can attack using the Alistair. So pop it and we're good. It all comes to his last card, it's just a monster, but we don't care because now we have another Destiny Draw for us. Levianir with no effect because we just want to be able to attack. We know that this is a tuner, right? A low stats tuner, Purgatrio for piercing damage, Levianir for lethal. This was an insanely epic King of Games duel, guys. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Guys, that was all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this King of Games run. Of course, keep in mind you can follow my live streaming on YouTube for now, but we're gonna soon move to Twitch. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thanks a lot for watching. Actually, let me know in the comment if you saw these insane duels in the live streaming, guys, because it was so good. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.